I should probably email my bank too. Those incompetent fucking idiots. I just emailed the spa place that screwed me a couple weeks ago. Lady told me come in at Friday at noon. I show up and they say I don't have an appointment. I'm like, ooh, fuck you. And that means you're gonna fucking compensate me because your dumbass fucking receptionist told me fucking Friday, asshole. Man, I don't stand for incompetence. I just can't. I can't keep giving people breaks all the time. Be like, oh, oops, you made a boo boo. Oh, that's okay. It's understandable. No, man. No. I mean, if it's something simple and we figure it out, it happened in a moment, we can figure it out, work through it. Okay, that's fine. You don't waste my motherfucking time and money, though. It's just. I need to download that shit too. I need to just. I'm gonna remind myself by doing this. Just go ally. Think. So I'll remember to look it up. Because I gotta get my history. So I have a couple years or a little while, anyways, to download my history of statements, but rather do it sooner than later. So I know I have it done. It's out of the way. I don't have to think about it anymore. Oh man. Oh boy. I'll get the pee out my way. Ooh, I gotta flush it. It's it's getting real ammonia smelly. I ain't wasting this water. Fill back up with blue. Look at that baby. Look at that baby in his belly. Look at that little baby belly. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get that little baby belly. He's so cute. That's what I was doing for. That's what I was doing for. Get some loving. I just want to get some loving from you. That would be so beautiful. Oh, Mr. Picky Fart. Shit. I left it in the car. Go pee pee? Go pee pee? Oh, senor, I'm gonna go sleepy. I'm gonna go pee pee. I'm gonna go sleepy. Oh no. Oh no, baby. Oh. You know, I just so sleepy, Daddy. I don't want to go for a walk, Daddy. I gotta walk out to the car because I forgot something in the car. You wanna walk me to the car? Huh? Hmm? I'm walking right there, and I'm coming right back. Okay? You should not without me. You should not without me. So I'm coming here, chitty, chitty, chitty. Look at you being bad boy walking around on naked outside. Dilly. Walking around naked outside, you gonna get us in trouble being a bad boy. You dilly little baby. You dilly little baby. I'm gonna get you some little honey. Sneaking under the bed. Always sneaking under the bed. Must be the computer humming that appears. Oh boy. Whew. yeah. Oh, hey, nobody. There you go.
Oh, you're so pretty and precious, Lucius. I love you so much. Are you happy, Scrappy? Are you happy, honey? Are you happy, Scrappy, baby?
Turn this light off. I'm gonna turn it on. It's better for your eyes. I'll turn it off when the sun starts to come up. That's a while from now. Oh yeah, I wanted to blow something off my computer too. I don't feel like opening it. Fuck it. You're fine. I just cleaned it the other day, but I'm looking in there and I see dust on top of the graphics card. I'm like, ugh. I'm hoping I can get through this little slit. I don't think I can. I'm just gonna take it off. Fuck it. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I'll do it now. I'm gonna drive myself crazy. No. We're just gonna play. Let's. Okay. Is this on? Probably not. Yeah. Eat that choo-choo. You stop eating those choo-choos for some reason. Ah, get the fuck out of here, dude. What the fuck, man? Okay, Google. When is PUBG's maintenance supposed to be over?
PC maintenance for update 41.1 concluded at 1:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Saving Time, 8:30 a.m. Coordinated Universal Time today, April 8th, 2026. Servers should now be live. If you're on console, the update is scheduled for next week, April 16th.
I'm on Central Time, and something tells me something's incorrect about what you're trying to tell me.
You're right to double check. The maintenance is currently ongoing for Central Time, CDT. The servers are scheduled to be back up at 3:30 a.m. Live status details. Start time, 7:30 p.m. Central Daylight Saving Time, April 7th. End time, 3:30 a.m. Central Daylight Saving Time, April 8th. Platform, PC, Steam. If you aren't seeing an update yet, try restarting your Steam client to force the download. Console players will have their maintenance next week on April 16th.
I wait like 3.5 hours to play PUBG. Show to show.
You can't make eye contact, and you can't speak to him unless he speaks to you first. And at first, I thought they were playing like an April Fool's joke. You can't make eye contact into me, and was talking to me about before I started the YouTube channel. And before the interview, this Legends handler or assistant, came to me and was talking to me about some of this, and she said, "Now listen, I know you're doing this interview and everything, but I need to tell you, you can't make eye contact with this guitarist. You can't make eye contact, and you can't speak to him unless he speaks to you first." And at first, I thought they were playing like an April Fool's joke on me, but it wasn't April, and she was very serious. I said, are you serious? She said, "Oh yeah, you can't do that. He's very sensitive. He doesn't like people looking at him or talking to him unless he talks to you. Just stares, kind of stare forward." I said, I'm doing an interview with him on TV. Like, how am I going to do this interview if I can't make eye contact and I can't talk to him? Well, he'll talk to you. He'll engage you. But you're going to need to, be really open to that. And I just thought, okay. So I start the interview, and I don't know how the hell I was supposed to do an interview without this, but she's like, just wait for him to speak. And so he starts out, and he talks about, what he says something, and it was a really awkward interview, as you could imagine. And so I actually ended the discussion. It was supposed to be like a 20-minute interview, and I think it was 5 minutes in, and I just ended abruptly. Needless to say, I've never released it. I'm not at liberty to tell you who the legend is. You can try to guess. Phenomenal guitarist, younger guitarist, but it was insane. I told you about David Crosby, that fiasco and everything. So anyway, it was quite. It'll be fun to see your comments to see if you can guess, but it was very strange. I had to stare straight forward, and there were a few times where I kind of looked over, and then I'm like, this is ridiculous, and that's why I ended the interview. I'm like, I'm not doing this. This is crossing the line. So anyway, I do have the interview though. Maybe down the road I can release it and you can watch the awkwardness that happens. So I wanted to end on band names. I was sitting there talking to my son about different band names because he's trying to come up with a name. That they were called the Dukes, but of course that's been taken, and every band name out there has been taken. So they're trying to put two words together like Pearl Jam, and they're trying to come up. I would love to see what are some of your
Pearl Jam.
what are some of
That
your
is kind of
ideas for
cute
band
when you
names?
think
I'd love
about
to
it.
see
I've
in the
never really
comments.
thought about Pearl. I
And,
just always just accepted
anyway,
Pearl
I better
Jam.
end.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
been
Pearl Jam. Never
already
thought
been
of
on here
like
too
a
long.
jam
But,
made of pearls, though.
Again, just wanted to kind of share where things are. I had to
I
share.
don't know why I never thought of that
What
until
is the
now.
solution here? How do we solve this? That's the question. How do we just keep fighting, but something's got to give here, is what I say. So anyway, 4 a.m. John Fogerty live event. Would love to see you there. Get your tickets, and we're going to link to it below. John Fogerty, come say hi. Would love to see you there. Just outside of Phoenix. It's in Chandler, Arizona at Wild Horse Pass. Come see me. I'd love to talk to you. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off now. We've been here for a while, but it was great to talk to you. I'm gonna see if it has a way to sign off here. And great talking to you today. Until next time, 3 chords and the truth, my friends. Okay, let's see. End the stream. Thank you so much.
I know my little baby button monkey.
I love you so much. My little pumpkin. I might get crying. see.
Yes. Why wouldn't you feel that way? Good evening, everyone. So the crew of the Artemis 2 is on their way home. But before splashing down, the rocket will do a 1 full orbit around Joy Bay Harbor. You know, when the astronauts were asked what's the first thing they're going to do when they're back on Earth, they said, take a huge dump. President Trump also personally called the astronauts, where he expressed his disappointment, saying he preferred astronauts who land on the moon. According to a new study, the number of words people speak every day has been falling for years by an average of 338 words per day. And no one's more excited than all men. That's who applauded. Mid-flight.
That was good.
Officials say it marked the first time a male flight attendant saw a vagina. It's my favorite joke of the week. According to a study, Gavin Newsom's rail project is now expected to cost $126 billion. But they hope to make up the money by raising the price of each ticket to $1 billion. Police say illegal loopholes are letting a couple drink, have sex, and defecate on the sidewalk in New York. What's the loophole? They can drink, have sex, and defecate on the sidewalk as long as they continue hosting Morning Joe. The U.S. has experienced 24 earthquakes in the past 24 hours. In a related story, Rosie O'Donnell is visiting from Ireland. This is a crazy story. California's workman's comp even covers ailments like erectile dysfunction. But who hurts their penis at work? Well, besides me, that time I tried to do the weather with my penis. And finally, CBS announced The Late Show will be replaced by Byron Allen's Comics Unleashed. Yeah. ABC, however, is claiming copyright infringement on their show Dogs Unleashed. All right, let's do a monologue. Well, I've got quiet all of a sudden. So the Democrats have a new campaign strategy. Pretend they're not Democrats, or at least 2020 Democrats. Call it the Witness Protection Program, where they pick up and move away from the scene of the crime, hoping you don't recognize them from the last episode of To Catch a Predator. But 2020 is hard to forget. Dems spent that year insisting America was rotten to the core, that the border was tighter than Tupperware, George Floyd was a hero, and COVID would wipe out a church service but couldn't touch a Black Lives Matter riot. No wonder they're hoping you don't remember a thing. They prefer a total blackout, the kind Kamala has after she wakes up with her pantsuit on backwards. But the thing is, we do remember, courtesy of a montage we stole from the Five.
The bill to form a commission to study how to do reparations. Would you sign that bill?
When I am elected president, I will sign it.
I would sign it. I would.
Yes, I will. Raise your hand if your government plan would provide coverage for undocumented immigrants.
The world is going to end in 12 years if we don't address climate change.
A hierarchy of values in this country that diminishes certain people based on their color of the skin.
We are over-policed as a society, that we are investing in police, which is not solving problems, but making them worse.
We made it the law of our land to provide college college financial aid to transgender students.
Oh, it's good to hear this stuff. They prefer it.
I want to see that one joke.
Call
What
it the
picture did you
witless
use for that one joke?
Show will be replaced by Byron Allen's comic. I tried to do the weather with my penis. 20 Democrats. It's announced the Late Show will be replaced by Byron Allen's Comics Unleashed. Yeah. ABC, however, is claiming copyright infringement on their show Dogs Unleashed. All right, let's do a monologue. Well, it got quiet all of a sudden. So the Democrats have a new campaign strategy. Pretend they're not Democrats, or at least 20 Democrats. Call it the Witless Protection Program, where they pick up and move away from the scene of the crime, hoping you don't recognize them from the last episode of To Catch a Predator. But 2020 is hard to forget. Dems spent that year insisting America was rotten to the core, that the border was tighter than Tupperware, George Floyd was a hero, and COVID would wipe out a church service but couldn't touch a Black Lives Matter riot. No wonder they're hoping you don't remember a thing. They prefer a total blackout, the kind Kamala has after she wakes up with her pantsuit on backwards. But the thing is, we do remember, courtesy of a montage we stole from the Five.
The bill to form a commission to study how to do reparations. Would you sign that bill?
When I am elected president, I will sign it.
Of course I would sign it. I would.
Yes, I would. Raise your hand if your government plan would provide coverage for undocumented immigrants.
The world is going to end in 12 years if we don't address climate change.
A hierarchy of values in this country that diminishes certain people based on their color of the skin.
We are over-policed as a society, that we are investing in police, which is not solving problems, but making them worse.
We made it the law of our land to provide college financial aid to transgender students.
Oh, it's good to hear this stuff. Back in 2020, those weren't fringe ideas. It was their platform. It wasn't a campaign. It was an orgy of bad ideas, and we got stuck with the carpet cleaning bill. Now fast forward to today, and poof, it's all gone. Vanished like a box of pastries outside Chris Christie's office. Because according to Axios, Dems are actively running away from their own positions on border security, DEI, crime, climate, and COVID lockdowns. You got governors saying they'd handle COVID differently. Gavin saying the Dems have to be more culturally normal, which is like Hillary Clinton telling you not to hang people. You got candidates. Oh, it's good to hear.
Society, that we are investing in police, which is not solving problems, but making them worse.
We made it the law of our land to provide college financial aid to transgender students.
Oh, it's good to hear this stuff. Back in 2020, those weren't fringe ideas. It was their platform. It wasn't a campaign. It was an orgy of bad ideas, and we got stuck with the carpet cleaning bill. Now fast forward to today, and poof, it's all gone. Vanished like a box of pastries outside Chris Christie's office. Because according to Axios, Dems are actively running away from their own positions on border security, DEI, crime, climate, and COVID lockdowns. You got governors saying they'd handle COVID differently. Gavin saying the Dems have to be more culturally normal, which is like Hillary Clinton telling you not to hang people. You got candidates disowning to fund the police, and now they're even pitching tax cuts. Yes, tax cuts for Democrats.
Oh, Jiminy.
That's like Vin Diesel pitching dandruff shampoo.
I should do. You get him out and you put the dad on that. Boom, 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 and that boom, 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 boom.
Trump's tax cuts, of course. So don't believe it. It's like a 14-year-old deleting his browser history when his parents walk into the room. But once mom and pop leave, the brat's back on gutfeldcamtoiletpics.edu.
Looking for that weather picture.
Yes. So really, wokeism isn't dead any more than a zombie can be dead. Oh, you think they're gone and everyone relaxes, and then bam, they pop up again, hungry for brains because they don't have any. That's because the same instincts are still there, the urge to control, punish, and take what's yours. It's like when a 58-year-old gets a facelift. Yeah, you look 35 now, but only because of all the work that you had done. That's really not who you are. And if you don't believe that, take a look. Yeah. That's the before and after. So the next version won't be called Defund the Police. It'll be something softer like community-led safety. And it will be worse because now there will be 2 chalk outlines. One around the victim and the other around the social worker who showed up with a box of tissues. That's why you can't let people forget. But it's easy to.
I'm not even listening to him.
I would sign it. I would.
Yes, I would. Raise your hand if your government plan would provide coverage for undocumented
I was thinking about comedy and watching this and not listening to the comedy.
The world is going to end in 12 years if we don't address climate change.
A hierarchy of values in this country that diminishes certain people based on their color skin.
We are over-policing as a society, that we are investing in police, which is not solving problems, but making them worse.
We made it the law of our land to provide college financial aid to transgender students.
Oh, it's good to hear this stuff. Back in 2020, those weren't fringe ideas. It was their platform. It wasn't a campaign. It was an orgy of bad ideas. And we got stuck with the carpet cleaning bill. Now fast forward to today and poof, it's all gone. Vanished like a box of pastries outside Chris Christie's office. Because according to Axios, Dems are actively running away from their own positions on border security, DEI, crime, climate, and COVID lockdowns. You got governors saying they'd handle COVID differently. Gavin saying the Dems have to be more culturally normal, which is like Hillary Clinton telling you not to hang people. You got candidates disowning Defund the Police, and now they're even pitching tax cuts. Yes, tax cuts from Democrats. That's like Vin Diesel pitching dandruff shampoo. Katie Porter, Chris Van Allen, Cory Booker, all floating plans to cut taxes, even though they voted against Trump's tax cuts, of course. So don't believe it. It's like a 14-year-old deleting his browser history when his parents walk into the room. But once mom and pop leave, the brat's back on gutfeldcamtoiletpicks.edu.
Looking for that weather cushion.
Yes. So really, wokeism isn't dead any more than a zombie could be dead. Oh, you think they're gone and everyone relaxes, and then bam, they pop up again, hungry for brains because they don't have any. That's because the same instincts are still there, the urge to control others and take what's yours. It's like when a 58-year-old but only because of all the work that you had done. That's really not who you are. And if you don't believe that, take a look. Yeah. That's the before and after. So the next now, but only because of all the
I start over.
Campaign, it was
Beginning of the
Our
monologue.
land to provide college financial aid to transgender students.
Oh, it's good to hear this stuff. Back in 2020, those weren't fringe ideas. It was their platform. It wasn't a campaign. It was an orgy of bad ideas. And we got stuck with the carpet cleaning bill. Now fast forward to today, poof, it's all gone. Vanished like a box of pastries outside Chris Christie's office. Because according to Axios, Dems are actively running away from their own positions on border security, DEI, crime, climate, and COVID lockdowns. You got governors saying they'd handle COVID differently. Gavin saying the Dems have to be more cultural as their platform.
Yeah.
It wasn't a campaign, it was an orgy of bad ideas. And we got stuck with the carpet cleaning bill. Fast forward to today, poof, it's all gone. Like a box of pastries outside Chris Christie's office. Because according to Axios, Dems are actively running away from their own positions on border security, DEI, crime, climate, and COVID lockdowns. You got governors saying they'd handle COVID differently. Gavin saying the Dems have to be more culturally normal, which is like Hillary Clinton telling you not to hang people. You got candidates disowning Defund the Police, and now they're even pitching tax cuts. Yes, tax cuts from Democrats. That's like Vin Diesel pitching dandruff shampoo. Katie Porter, Chris Van Allen, Cory Booker, all floating plans to cut taxes, even though they voted against Trump's tax cuts, of course. So don't believe it. It's like a 14-year-old deleting his browser history when his parents walk into the room. But once mom and pop leave, the brat's back on gutfeldcamtoiletpics.edu.
Looking for that living picture.
Yes. So really, wokeism isn't dead any more than a zombie could be dead. Oh, you think they're gone and everyone relaxes and then bam, they pop up again, hungry for brains because they don't have any. That's because the same instincts are still there. The urge to control, punish, and take what's yours. It's like when a 58-year-old gets a facelift. Yeah, you look 35 now, but only because of all the work that you had done. That's really not who you are. And if you don't believe that, take a look. Yeah. That's the before and after. Wokeism isn't dead any more than a zombie could be dead. Oh, you think they're gone and everyone relaxes and then bam, they pop up again, hungry for brains because they don't have any. That's because the same instincts are still there. The urge to control, punish, and take what's yours. It's like when a 58-year-old gets a facelift. Yeah, you look 35 now, but only because of all the work that you had done. That's really not who you are. And if you don't believe that, take a look. Yeah. That's the before. It's yours. So really, wokeism isn't dead any more than a zombie could be dead. Oh, you think they're gone and everyone relaxes and then bam, they pop up again, hungry for brains because they don't have any. That's because the same instincts are still there. The urge to control, punish, and take what's yours. It's like when a 58-year-old gets a facelift. Yeah, you look 35 now, but only because of all the work that you had done. That's really not who you are. And if you don't believe that, take a look. Yeah. That's the before and after. So the next version won't be called defund the police. It'll be something softer like community-led safety. And it will be worse because now there will be two chalk outlines. One around the victim and the other around the social worker who showed up with a box of tissues. That's why you can't let people forget. But it's easy to, without context. It's not 2024, and Joe and Kamala aren't there to remind you why you needed Trump in the first place. So Trump's on his own, warts and all. It's no wonder the right starts fighting each other instead of remembering what they were up against. But woke isn't gone. Hardly. Roll our second montage, Pierre.
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott. Okay?
White people that triple Trump should be banned, boycotted from enjoying the best thing that America has to offer, which is multiculturalism. Get your fat asses out of the Mexican restaurant because nobody wants to see your smug ass.
As a labor and delivery nurse, it gives me great joy to wish Caroline Levitt a 4th degree tear. I hope that you rip from bow to stern and never normally again. You
Our ICE agent brings some X-Lax and put it in their drinks. Yeah, nobody's gonna die. Just enough to incapacitate them.
You know, the Dems really wish their base would shut up because they're the ones that will keep you from forgetting. See, the Democratic Party is like a thug with 44 priors. And to stay out of jail, they got to make their past inadmissible in court. And we can't let that happen. Because the biggest problem isn't what Democrats deny from the past. It's what they'll do to us next as soon as they have the chance. Welcome tonight's guest! Underneath his suit is another suit. Host of Making Money on Fox Business, Charles Payne. He looks like the guy who needs to be told that he was just in a car accident. Comedian Ben Vegas. People say he's DTF. Dead to females. Comedian Joe Mackey. And her baby doesn't think she spends enough time at work. You guys best-selling author and Fox News contributor Captain. Charles, when we did that montage that we stole from the Five and you saw all that crazy that they talked about, we have to remind ourselves because the media won't. They're going to act like this never happened. But, it's still there, isn't it?
It's there. It's probably gotten worse, to be honest with you, because they're seething now. Yeah. They're seething. Whatever it was, they turned the temperature up on it every single day, and they're so vicious about it. And, of course, all these Dems who are talking about tax cuts, every one of them wants to run for president, right? Yeah. Because, listen, when Donald Trump said, I'm going to give tax cuts on tips, that was it.
Yeah.
I mean, and of course, 2 days later, Kamala, see, I had that idea, too. No, you didn't. No one believes you had that damn idea. And have you seen that was happening?
Yeah.
There's a civil war in the Democratic Party. Some are calling this idea, what is it, sloppyism or something like that. And it's just because in their heart of hearts they can do it.
Yeah.
They couldn't let you have a nickel. And I think they're all going to, if they win, we're going to get a spam burger, right? It's going to be within days. We'll figure out that, you know what? We really did elect Nurse Ratched again. This is one flew over the cuckoo's nest. And I don't think the American public will fall for it, but it's obvious that the folks who want higher office know they have to lie to us to get there.
You know what? You remind me how much I hate Spam Burger. That I actually hate Spam Burger more than like somebody like who's the guy with the crazy hair? Bernie Sanders or AOC, because at least they tell you what they are.
Right.
Spam Burger, like Joe Biden, lied the entire time. You know, Ben, a lot of people like to think wokeism is dead. I believe that the only thing that changed was us. Our response to wokeism changed. But I think it's still there. What say you, as a comedian out on the front?
I mean, people still get mad at comedy shows, so that's a pretty good sign that, you know, wokeism is still there. I mean, some of those people, like that Welch lady, I don't know where she came from, but I call her Wile E. Coyote Ugly. But she, you know, it's just this, there's this lack of self-awareness where they don't realize that, like, anybody listening to you thinks you're clinically insane.
Yeah.
Except for clinically insane people, they think you're, you know, a hero.
Yeah, she's like a dog whistle that only other dogs can hear. Actually, she's uglier than a dog. Dogs are adorable. You know what? The great thing about people like Jennifer Welch is that you can say the most awful thing you want about her because she said something about you 10 times worse already. So you could call her the C word. Go ahead, Charles.
Charming?
Yes, that's it. So, I hate Spam Burger. That I actually hate Spam Burger more than like somebody like who's the guy with the crazy hair? Bernie Sanders or AOC, because at least they tell you what they are. Spam Burger, like Joe Biden, lied the entire time. You know, Ben, a lot of people like to think wokeism is dead. I believe that the only thing that changed was us. Our response to wokeism changed. But I think it's still there. What say you, as a comedian out on the front?
I mean, people still get mad at comedy shows, so that's a pretty good sign that, you know, wokeism is still there. I mean, some of those people, like that Welch lady, I don't know where she came from, but I call her Wile E. Coyote Ugly. But she, you know, it's just this sign that...
I believe that the only thing that changed was us. Our response to wokeism changed. But I think it's still there. What say you, as a comedian out on the front?
I mean, people still get mad at comedy shows, so that's a pretty good sign that, you know, wokeism is still there. I mean, some of those people, like that Welch lady, I don't know where she came from, but I call her Wile E. Coyote Ugly. But she, you know, it's just this, there's this lack of self-awareness where they don't realize that, like, anybody listening to you thinks you're clinically insane.
Yeah.
Except for clinically insane people, they think you're, you know, a hero.
Yeah, she's like a dog whistle that only other dogs can hear. Actually, she's uglier than a dog. Dogs are adorable. You know what? The great thing about people like Jennifer Welch is that you can say the most awful thing you want about her because she said something about you 10 times worse already. So you could call her the C word. Go ahead, Charles.
Charming?
Yes, that's it. So, Joe, how you doing? You look great.
You look great, Greg.
You look great.
Oh, thank you. Is that a zip-up sweater? You working at the ski lodge after the show, buddy?
Yeah, it's good. This is a zipper. Yeah.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah, you got a button-down shirt there, huh?
Well, I look quite svelte, Greg. The beach body is cooler.
Yeah.
The snow's still on the ground.
All right. What do you got?
Clinically insane.
Yeah.
Except...
being out on the front.
I mean, people still get mad at comedy shows, so that's a pretty good sign that, you know, wokeism is still there. I mean, some of those people, like that Welch lady, I don't know where she came from, but I call her Wile E. Coyote Ugly. But she,
it's just this. There's this lack of self-awareness where they don't realize that like anybody listening to you thinks you're clinically insane.
Yeah.
Except for clinically insane people, they think you're, a hero.
Yeah, she's like a dog whistle that only other dogs can hear. Actually,
is that like people like that Welch
changed. Or AOC, because at least they tell you what they are.
Right.
Spamberger, like Joe Biden,
I start thinking of all these other
the
things.
entire time. Ben, a lot of people like to think wokeism is dead. I believe that the only thing that changed was us. Our response to wokeism changed. But I think it's still there. What say you, as a comedian out on the front?
I mean, people still get mad at comedy shows, so that's a pretty good sign that, wokeism is still there. I mean, some of those people, like that Welch lady, I don't know where she came from, but I call her Wile E. Coyote Ugly. But she, it's just this, there's this lack of self-awareness where they don't realize that, like, anybody listening to you thinks you're clinically insane.
Yeah.
Except for clinically insane people, they think you're, a hero.
Yeah, she's like a dog whistle that only other dogs can hear. Actually, she's uglier than a dog. Dogs are adorable. You know what? The great thing about people like Jennifer Welch is that you could say the most awful thing you want about her because she said something about you 10 times worse already. So you could call her the C word. Go ahead, Charles.
Charming?
Yes, that's it. So, Joe, how you doing? You look great.
You look great, Greg.
You look greater.
Oh, thank you. Is that a zip-up sweater? You working at the ski lodge after the show, buddy?
Yeah, it's good. This is a zipper. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, you got a button-down shirt there, huh?
Well, I look quite svelte, Greg. The beach body is born.
Yeah.
The snow's still on the ground.
All right. What do you got for me today, Joe?
Well, I think what the Democrats are doing is a good strategy because running for office is a lot like the early stages of dating. You want to tell the lady what she wants to hear. Oh, I enjoy listening to you tell your story about your day. An expensive luxury handbag is a great investment. Oh, let's watch the WNBA later. That sounds fun. The only difference is you can't dump a politician with an email later on.
Yeah.
It's like 6 year commitment for senators, 6 years commitment, and then the problem I have is just Democrats pretend to be Republicans. You have Republicans pretending to be Republicans too, and then we get John Cornyn saying he wants to save after 20 House members trying to pass amnesty right now. So yeah, it's a great strategy. Get elected, do your damage, because there's nothing we can really do.
What 20 Republicans are trying to pass amnesty?
Oh, it's called the Dignity Act. It's a bipartisan bill sponsored by 20 House members.
People don't understand about Joe is that he actually reads stuff and it's a little bit frustrating because I didn't read that.
I should have mentioned it to you.
Yeah, you make me look stupid, which is really hard to do. Kat, Joe mentioned that it's like the early stages of dating, but it made me think it's like the early stages of dementia, where the assumption is that we will not remember what just happened.
Well, some of that stuff, it's like, wow, that did happen.
I know.
It is. But look, okay, I do have to ask, why were trans people getting to go to college for free?
I don't know.
No, but I'm serious. Like he's like, and great news. If you're trans, you get to go to college for free. I wish that was around when I studied so hard.
Yes.
So I could get a scholarship, and I did. I got a full tuition scholarship. Thank you. It's you don't have to clap, but I'm just saying I could have instead just walked around wearing a strap on.
No. You got the. It's
Did
funny.
you say that?
I don't even know if you have to do that. You have the voice down.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have had to do anything.
Yeah.
That's true. I just said I'm trans. They'd be like, I believe that.
Yeah. Right. Maybe me too. I could have just been like, hello, one college, please.
The reason that trans people get free, education is because those universities, otherwise there won't be any trans people there, and then everybody else will be culturally normal again.
That's actually a great point. They need to pump those numbers up so they can put that one person on the front of the brochure. Here's our trans person. We don't really want any more. We just want to show you that we have a trans person, and that way we might get funding, or we'll get an activist group off our backs.
If it wasn't for Trump, we would also be giving probably ex-Hamas members a free scholarship as well.
Yes, at least at Columbia. All right, before we go, come see me on my Gutfeld Live tour this weekend. I'm so excited. I'm going to be in Duluth, Georgia on Saturday. I know, Duluth doesn't get enough applause. Huntsville, Alabama on Sunday. Go to ggutfeld.com for tickets if you remain. Up next, a dead doofus and her donuts. Yeah, one less away. Hey, it's video of the day. How many munchkins is it costing to keep the lights on in Boston? Massachusetts Governor Democrat Maura Healey used Dunkin' Donuts munchkins to illustrate lowering energy costs. Her state, by the way, has the second highest residential electricity prices in the country, second only to a small country called Hawaii. And I bet lowering your energy bill is her top priority.
So lowering your energy bills is my top priority. Now, how does that happen? That's a little more complicated. So let's talk about energy in a way that everyone understands. With munchkins. Picture this. You're at work or school, wherever. It's 9 a.m. and no one's eating breakfast. Someone shows up with one of these. Demand is high. Everyone wants a munchkin or 2 or 3. But we've only got 25.
Only 25? Is this going to involve math? Let me guess. People are hungry for energy, and the donuts supply it. And that's where we're headed with energy.
That's where we're headed with energy. So how do we fix that? See this glazed munchkin? That's wind. Massachusetts already has an offshore wind project, lowering our energy bills as we speak. This sprinkled munchkin? That's solar. Solar is the cheapest, fastest way we can bring more energy into Massachusetts. This chocolate munchkin? That's storage. Storage is when we take energy off the grid when it's cheaper and we store it, like you do in a battery.
So wait, you said everybody would understand this? I thought this was about supply and demand. Yet each munchkin is a form of energy? You still have only 25 munchkins. If there's more than 25 people, you didn't actually solve the problem. You didn't solve for quantity, which was the whole point. Which leads me to a bigger question. Do you want a governor who needs donuts to explain energy and still gets it wrong? Why not tell voters in clear language how to supply more energy so energy is cheaper? But then she can't expense the bill for her staff's donuts and pass it on to the consumers. What's next? Around lunchtime, she's going to describe illegal immigration using plates of lobster thermidor? Then around dinner, explain reproductive rights with steak tartare? The typical Democrat, always eating their problems instead of solving them. Ben, did you follow that donut analogy?
I mean, I watched the whole video, and I have the same opinion of her as Kim Jong-un has of Joe Biden. I was with you when it made sense with the supply and demand. We've all been in that economics class where they pull out the donuts. They go, he wants 3, but there's only 2. But she pulled out some next level thing, and she goes, I want everybody to understand. What she should have said is, I want no one to understand this.
Yeah.
And don't worry, everything's going to be okay. Interestingly, why is it, her top priority is to bring down energy costs? Democrats will always say something like this. But why isn't the top priority just having everybody have more money?
Yeah.
Because then, you wouldn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, when the costs go up, you will have money to pay for it. Joe, donuts. Did it upset you, as a man who's constantly struggling with your weight, to listen to somebody throw donuts basically in your face?
This is just like how it is behind the scenes. This was frustrating for a number of reasons, but first of all, why wasn't the box the munchkins were stored in?
Throw donuts basically in your face.
This is just like how it is behind the scenes. This This was frustrating for a number of reasons, but like, first of all, why wasn't the box the Munchkins were stored in representing the energy storage?
Yes.
Because you stored the stuff in a... You get it. Second of all, like, using wind...
Struggling with your weight. To listen to somebody throw donuts basically in your face.
This is just like how it is behind the scenes. This was frustrating for a number of reasons, but like, first of all, why wasn't the box the Munchkins were stored in representing the energy storage?
Yes.
Because you stored the stuff in a... You get it. Second of all, like, using wind and solar as Munchkins, the smallest donut rejects, does make sense. Because there's such a tiny proportion of a donut. If someone's like, I'm getting donuts, and they come back with Munchkins, I flip over tables. I'm livid. And what she should have done is say, like, the donuts are oil and coal, and their onerous regulations and taxes steal the donuts from the people, and that could have been represented by the cast of The View.
You know, Kat, do you think she really thinks that was clever?
I just got a really bad headache out of nowhere. I think I need to close my eyes a little while.
Because she posted it.
Yeah.
And I really thought the same as
Stomach started hurting and my head started hurting out of
supply
nowhere.
demand, yes. And then she swings over to this donut as a bakery. And you're like, what are you talking about? And I also wonder, like, how does she end up doing? Like, is the government sponsored by Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah.
Is this some sort of partnership? I think she thought it would be fun, but it's not. Because when you do stuff like this in school, you get to then eat the donuts.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fun to watch
Yes.
videos of donuts.
Yeah, I don't know if she also had her fingers all over the donuts.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
I don't know where she was going with it. It doesn't make sense. I doubt it made sense to her.
Yeah, but she, you know
She was like, you know what, I gotta spend time on other things.
I want to watch her explain that to the H-1B visa holder that's working at the Dunkin' Donuts. Why do you need these donuts? And she's like, I don't have time to explain it.
Charles, the Democratic policies hike up the energy costs to begin with.
Yeah.
Then they want to blame it on Trump and make us hungry with donuts.
Well, energy costs exploded under Biden because we couldn't drill, we couldn't use nuclear power, we couldn't do anything, right? So, and by the way, they told us it had to go up because they wanted to force EVs on us. I think the part of the video that threw me off right away was, how did the donuts get out the box and into that cup? Like, what is going on? That part, so I'm like, wait a minute, why are they in a cup now? So that part kind of threw me off. It kind of reminded me of Martha Stewart. I used to watch Martha Stewart, and you could kind of tell, like, she would do these segments where she would say, we could take a whole egg carton and raise flowers in them, right? You can tell someone taught her that, like, 5 minutes before the show. But she made it believable, right?
Yes.
They did the same thing to the government. She was like, what are we going to do? Okay, yeah, I got it. No one knew what the hell she was talking about.
You know, the thing is, it just reminds me that I don't like people who bring donut holes to work.
Why?
Because they're cheap. Buy the donuts, right? If you just bring it, what's it?
You are calling someone cheap.
What is Have you signed your contract yet? No, you know what? You got the money, buy the donuts, not the donut holes. Right, Joe?
Right, and to your point, the government creates the problem, then they come up with a worse solution, and they get donuts.
Yes. All right, well, thanks for that support. Up next, social workers to the rescue. 5 words. Boston fights swords with sympathy. Joe, Boston police sent a mental health clinician with cops to talk to a delusional man having a mental breakdown. But the suspect was shot and killed by police after he knocked down the clinician and stabbed a cop in the arm with a sword. With a sword. Do you think it was wise to lead with a social worker when you're facing a deranged man with a sword?
You want to put the social worker without a sword in the back. That's what I always say. But this story, it's not as bad as it seems. Because the worst part isn't that they had the social worker with them. It's not a terrible idea. They should have put him in the back. The most frustrating part about this story is the cops that shot him are being investigated. Now, I say if someone stabs you with a sword, you can shoot them.
Yes.
If someone has a sword and it's not medieval times, you can shoot them. If someone has a knife that looks like a small sword, you can shoot them. I'm just the kind of guy that shoots first, asks questions later. That's how I killed my gun instructor.
Kat, I have a theory that if a social worker can talk a deranged person out of being deranged, then the phone call never would have been made in the first place, because somebody else could have done it. So by the time this clinician gets there, you're dealing with somebody that actually needs law enforcement.
Yeah, I know they would say, like, everyone can benefit from therapy. I think they should change it to everyone can benefit from therapy unless they're actively wielding a sword. Yes. Like, I don't doubt that this person had some kind of issues, but I don't think the best time for talking about them is when they're wielding a violent, deadly weapon.
Yeah.
I just think, I feel like that's not really a hot take. I feel like that makes enough sense that no one should even really have to say it.
Yeah, Charles, the thing is, they could have had it just, I guess for the money, they could have had another cop there.
Yeah, I mean, could you imagine when Nicole came in, they're like, all right, we gotta go, we gotta do it with a sword. All of a sudden, wait a minute, we need the clinician to come. What the? Yeah. If I'm a cop, like, are you serious? And they go first.
Can you imagine how annoying that clinician is?
On the way there, just talking. Make sure when we get there, going first. Okay, we're gonna ease this situation. Don't say anything about the sword. Let's pretend he doesn't have it. What the? They're like, okay.
Yes.
That's the worst thing. If you're a cop, we're taking a clinician with us. No.
It's like these people need professional help, Ben, but I don't think at the point of conflict is the right place to have a chat.
I mean, my question is, why did the social worker not have a sword as well?
Yeah.
I think we need social workers with swords at the front lines. Whatever happened, I remember the movies in the 90s and the early 2000s, there's a hostage crisis and they bring in the guy with the, the megaphone and, okay, well, don't worry, everything's going to be... Now they're bringing in like a woke liberal, probably somebody who got a free education. And the dude with the bullhorn always had a knife in his shoe anyway, like just in case, get close enough.
Yeah, remember when Clint Eastwood would come in and pretend to be the guy talking him out and then he beat the out of the guy. Now, instead now we have a transgender person coming with munchkins and, going, who wants a munchkin? Anyway, so,
I might take a nap
where you just
before
kind
you
of
get
have
to
to just shoot people, I guess, and not really have somebody there who's meant to, feels bad.
Unless the goal is to have the deranged person commit suicide by forcing a woke clinician on them.
Don't point at me after that.
No, it's like, make her shut up. I'm gonna kill myself. If you put the gun down, she'll shut up. Boy, the audience does not like the suggestion. That's probably why I didn't pursue a life in law enforcement. Or just helping people.
They sent the Massachusetts governor to explain energy. They would have put down the sword. I think everyone in the block would have grabbed the sword. Let me explain energy.
He brings in the donut. This is your brain, okay? Each little...
You don't want to run out of munchkins, though, around someone with a sword.
All right, enough of this crap. Coming up, workplace tryouts. Brain, okay?
You don't want to run out of munchkins, though, around someone with a sword.
All right, enough of this crap. Coming up, workplace tryouts. Office trials are the future, cats. In the age of AI, which I guess has screwed up resumes, many employers are choosing a show your work approach. approach for potential hires. That means bringing them into the office for week-long real-world skill tests. Could you have gotten hired anywhere if that was available back then when you were looking for a job? And I say that in the nicest possible way.
That is how I got this job exactly.
That's right. Yeah, you kind of show up and do, that's how you should do it. People should show up at their jobs and do 3-minute hits about a topic.
No, I came in and I met you doing Red Eye, and then you were running pilots for the news show, and then I came in and did episodes.
That's right.
So I guess the answer is yes.
Oh. But no regrets.
The problem with this, I think, is that for people, if they already have a job, how are you then going to take days off to go interview for a new job? That's hard enough. Now, having to go actually try the job, people don't get that many vacation days.
They have to come in at night and work at my apartment.
I was going to say pretend to have diarrhea, but that works too.
Yes! Yo, Charles, I think the reason why this is helpful is that, and I've been, as a former boss, I've gotten phone calls, like, for references. And the one thing I learned is you can't give an honest reference because you can get sued. So, like, if you have a really crummy employee and you say they're crummy, that kid finds out about it, you can be sued. So you can't trust any of the background research, and you can't trust the resume.
No, listen, I run my own business, and the people who work for me call me the benevolent dictator. So if you last long enough, you'll make some good money. So I love this 1 week thing because I hate to say it, but the social skills, the desire to do a great job, all those things, they're just not there like they used to be. I don't know what the hell happened, why it's like this, but usually you regret hiring someone these days after about 24, 48 hours.
Yeah, you know what it is? Ben, I was going to say COVID, but then I started thinking, no, it's DEI. Because when people come in, they're already at an exaggerated level because they've been promoted too early because of DEI. So they have actually less experience than what's on their paper, and they've never been pressed to work. So the time that they show up at work, they feel like you're kind of being mean to them by telling them what to do.
Well, it's nice. Well, basically, they want a week to figure out who you voted for, so that they can decide if you should be, if you're culturally normal or culturally abnormal. But this is only for fairly good jobs, I assume. I mean, nobody from Uber is doing a week of that, and unless you're caught on the camera doing something crazy. But it's for better jobs, I guess.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to the Amazon warehouse, and well, maybe they can't.
They'll try it out for a week.
Yeah, but I think it's good. It's good for employers at least, because they can just have just a new person every week, and never pay them. And
that's a good idea.
Then you get then if you like one of them, then
yeah,
still fire them
anyway. Joe, do they do this in comedy?
No, you just tell them you're funny, and then you get hired for a show, and then if by that point you just are an institution. I'm untouchable here at Gutfeld. But I will say I love this idea, though, because I've been told by a number of hiring managers and women that their initial impression of me was that I was a serial killer. But after a week or so, when no bodies have gone missing, they're like, okay, this guy's not that bad. And to your point about exaggerated resumes, Harvard's teaching people remedial math and at the same time giving away more A's than ever. So yeah, people are having these college degrees that really don't mean anything. And to Kat's point about taking time off, I remember a few weeks back, Joe DeVito was off for a whole week, and at that same time, Jimmy Kimmel got less funny.
By the way, I seem to remember when I first met you, you worked in HR, didn't you?
I did indeed, Greg. That was terrifying.
What was your role in HR?
I was mostly a paperwork guy back then, but
that surprises me. You seem more like a front of the office person.
Just gonna let that fester, Greg.
Wow. Well, anyway, I'm glad you got out of that. I'm glad I saved you from a life of dreariness in human resources.
I was much happier then.
A life of dreariness in human resources.
I was much happier then.
Up next, the free degree strategy.
Planned well for retirement, but
Defaults on student loans. I love this story, Charles. A 37-year-old woman, aren't they all, fled to Prague, which is not in America, after graduating with a master's degree in historic preservation to avoid her student loan because it was psychologically burdensome. The student loan was $60 a month. And that was, these were, by the way, these are the people that we were going to pay out as for when we freed their loans. What is your financial advice for her?
Yeah. I don't even know where to begin with this one. But this is the person that wouldn't last one day in the job thing. Maybe she left for a reason. Maybe if she's this wacko and you know, it's just a certain amount of they're not grateful at all. You know, historic preservation. You understand how great this country is, the opportunities to be born here, to live here, to come here and be a citizen. $60, that's the price of admission.
Yeah.
She should know better than anyone else, but somewhere along the line, something is happening. We've got a factory that's just pushing out these folks out of these colleges that are just so wacko that they couldn't last 2 days on a 1 week job interview, and she knew it, and that's why she left.
Yeah, why do you think she left, Ben? Do you think it was because of the $60 a month on her student loan, or was it a bad breakup?
I mean, my financial advice to her would have been to become transgender.
She might be by now.
Yeah, it's possible. I'm not coming back, but I did transition. So, scratch the payment. But I do think that, you know, she's 37 and she's at university. I mean, that's more like prehistoric. You know, nobody who goes to university at that age is a likable person. Yeah, really. So, you know, I remember going to university, there'd be an older person, you know, that failed at a couple lives and thought they'd come back again. And you know, so, I don't know. I'm happy she's in Prague. And, you know, maybe we can...
We're going to send her back, though.
Yeah.
We got to start a GoFundMe.
Yes, that's absolutely a GoFundMe to keep her there. Kat, 37-year-old woman fled the country. What is wrong with America's women?
So, I don't know, but I'll tell you what's wrong with this one.
Yeah.
I don't think it was about the student loans at all. She was like a ward at the state for a while. Like, she's got some issues because, let's be honest, every one of us at some point has thought about fleeing the country. We've all had those days or those where we're just like, I'd like to just go start, but you don't because you have stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I can't, you know, I have a child. Even before that, my teenager.
Yeah.
She's the cat.
Yes.
Nobody would want to take care of this cat except for me. So my advice, I guess, is get a cat.
And so many women do get cats.
But there's reasons for it.
Yeah, it keeps you centered from fleeing the country.
I would flee the country, and then I look over, I'm like, who's gonna give him his 8 medications?
You know, I have thought about fleeing the country, but I never did. Even killed that transient with my bare hands. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Those were the days, right, Joe? When we used to go out hunting for transients. You driving your pickup truck, me in the back with a pitchfork.
You told me you had to go to the bathroom. I thought about fleeing the country, but only to come back later to throw the best surprise party ever. Well, I think, like, the taxpayers eating the tens of thousands of dollars of her student loans was well worth it to get her out of the country, because why is there even a master's degree in historic preservation? Just preserve history, don't tear it down in a mob, you know?
Yeah.
And there's a whole bunch of issues with colleges being removed from market forces. So this money's coming from the government. It's going to be a loan that no one's going to ever have to pay back. So it allows colleges to give these degrees that are useless to useless people. Now, you get rid of that money and make it a market force, make the college on the hook for the loan. Maybe they'll be a little more discerning in what they're churning out over there. And yeah, we need to bring back debtors' prisons.
Yes! Debtors' prisons. That'd be awesome.
That would be cool.
Yes!
I'd go to debtors' prison.
Me too, man.
Just for the fun.
Yes! All right, we'll be right back.
What sets ReadyWise apart?
Whether it's a hurricane, ice storm, civil unrest, everyone deserves access to reliable, nutritious food at a timely price. So part is our focus on creating delicious, easy-to-prepare meals that are built to last. And if you have the shelter in place, the last thing you want to do is to gamble on what you're eating.
Tell people why they still need to let in some emergency preparedness products from ReadyWise, even though the country seems to be back on the right track.
Things like the weather events, are outside of the government's control. I'd rather be prepared and not need it than to be cut short.
Go to ReadyWise.com and check out. Use code HowWe10 to get 10% off HowWe10. Meet the experts with How We Car, featuring Norm Ramos of ReadyWise. Available wherever you get your How We Car Show podcasts. It's such a pleasure to order from omahasteaks.com and to always have something in your freezer that you can prepare. On the weekends, I particularly like to take out some Omaha Steaks products that I've ordered earlier. I use the air-chilled boneless chicken breasts. I make them for the week. I put them on salads for lunch, and I can prepare them for all kinds of chicken dishes at dinner. There's so many great products that you can order from Omaha Steaks. The gourmet burgers, the pork, the seafood, the comfort foods, the desserts, everything is right there in your freezer, ready to cook. Omaha Steaks is your weeknight win. And right now, you can get the world's best everyday protein during their spring savings event. Go to omahasteaks.com for an extra $35 off when you use promo code Howie at checkout. That's omahasteaks.com and use promo code Howie at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details. Wherever you are in New England, Perfect Smiles is worth the trip to tax-free Nashua, New Hampshire. In March, listeners from Billerica, Mass., Keene, New Hampshire, and Holden, Maine all traveled to meet Dr. Tam and Dr. Size He because they wanted to go to the best dental practice in New England. I know how good they are because I've been going there forever, and my teeth look better than ever. Listeners who've tried Perfect Smiles have found out for themselves just how good Perfect Smiles is and how much a smile transformation can mean to them personally. Make 2026 the year of taking care of yourself. A smile makeover gives you the confidence that makes everything so much easier. There's a reason why we say Perfect Smiles. Change your smile, change your life. Because it truly does. Perfect Smiles is where I go for all my dental needs.
It's a happy day. My heart feels like an alligator. Howie Carr writes for the Boston Herald. Hosts a daily radio show, one of the most famous men in New England. It comes from the tabloid talk show stuff in Boston, and it was concocted there.
Put your hand on the radio.
Live from the Byrna Less Lethal Pistol Studio.
Can somebody shout amen?
It's Howie Carr.
Welcome to the Howie Carr Show, 844-500-4242.
Has anyone ever noticed?
This is going to sound rude, so I apologize in advance. I'm a mechanic, I'm a welder, and I'm a chubby chaser. If you're hearing that thinking what could possibly be offensive, just wait. I've been a chubby chaser since...
Oh, I don't know why I keep. It's like it just like hooks you, and you're like, oh, I do another one. Oh, I'll do another one. It's like, no, dude, stop. Go to bed. I gotta sleep a little while. I gotta take a nap before my friend stops by. I don't feel right all of a sudden. All of a sudden, my stomach hurts, my head hurts. Just like all of a sudden, just boom. So I'm gonna take a break from streaming. Turn the computer